The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
It's time for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Now, promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, here's Jamie Maloney.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for tuning in yet again to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. I hope everybody enjoys my new tune. We got that put in place last week, although I had a different, had my old tune on yesterday's show as the production side of the studio was still putting that together, so we didn't have my intro adjusted just yet, but a different type of tune there, so I hope everybody enjoys that. I know my producer, Josh, over here, not digging it too much. What do you think of that one, Josh? You think I should make another selection or what?
Yeah, I like the other one. It was way more,
Yeah, they said I couldn't
rock.
use that one anymore, though. I guess the agreement with whoever supplies the jingles is up or whatever. So
the new one's just fine, though.
Yeah.
I just like the other one better.
Yeah, I need to find somebody to write me a jingle so I own it. When you come into the stations and stuff, they have like stock music and rejoiners and things of that nature. So I like that one. I actually have it on my desktop at home, and I play it from time to time, like the whole thing. So
It's like your entrance music.
Yeah, it's like I said, I joke about that a lot of times. The fun of this job is I get entrance music every morning. How fun that would be if we all had entrance music everywhere we went.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
Like when I came home, my music would
we all
hit.
do in a sense with our phones. You can have your entrance music just wherever you go. Just turn on your entrance music and maybe create an entrance music app. And then when you're walking into the job, hit your entrance music. That way people know you're coming into the building.
Like random places too. Like I could just walk in the bank, my music hits, I start doing like a dance and waving my arms around like a
exactly.
crazy
I mean, that's what I've always said to be the fun of being a professional wrestler or a boxer. You get that entrance music, gets the crowd all hyped up and everything. And now that we got these mobile phones with us, every one of us is carrying our entrance music with us, so to speak. And it could serve a good purpose too. I mean, you could be coming in late to the office. Somebody calls you, for something. Somebody assistant takes the phone call. Oh yeah, Josh isn't in. Oh wait, I just heard his entrance music. He's coming in the door right now. He'll be up here, and it'll be about 30 seconds. We'll get him on the phone for you.
Boss is all mad at you because you're late. I'll just sign an autograph for him. He'll forget all about it.
Yeah. You could have different entrance music. One for your job, maybe one for if you're entering the grocery store. One when you get home and the kids, and seeing the kids or whatever. Hey, entrance music.
Out of the shower, entrance music.
It would make life much more interesting if we did have entrance music everywhere we went.
It would definitely.
It would make me feel important. At least
up.
it makes me feel important each morning when I come into the studio to have entrance music.
Oh yeah. Well, if I was Jamie Maloney, had my own show, I'd feel pretty important too.
Yeah. So, but hey, big announcement yesterday. The show is going to expand onto 970. Yeah, very excited about that. Starting October 11th, we're going to be airing a real estate centric business show, as I used to do the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show. But that's going to be on Sundays, 5 a.m. It seems like an inopportune time, but 970 carries a tremendous amount of listenership, and very excited to be introducing myself over to that audience. And it's going to expand the listenership and also pull listeners over to this show, because this is a show with a different flavor every morning. It gives listeners a little something different each and every morning as I talk to different business owners and entrepreneurs. So very excited about that. Just announced that yesterday, but that's going to be starting on October 11th. So I've been 2 years on the radio now, and hey, I'm very excited to keep growing. As I've always said, if you're not growing, you're shrinking. It's a very important point to remember. But
one foot in front of the other.
One foot in front of the other, and just keep doing what you're doing. And that's when I started doing the radio. I knew it would take time to build up a listenership. I mean, who starts a radio show? I had no training in radio, no experience in radio, and you just got to keep doing it. I always likened it to going to the gym. You're not going to go to the gym and lose 30 pounds overnight. You got to go every day. You got to hit that gym every single morning. You got to develop your craft. You just got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. So,
or in my case, in between bags of potato chips.
So, but if people out there listening, as always, I invite you to my website, TampaBayRadio.com. Over there, all shows available on demand. Also, you do notice I sell real estate. Been in business 8 years with Coldwell Banker, specializing in the sale of bank-owned properties. And over there, you can see all the my listings as well as all the properties in the Tampa Bay market. Again, over at TampaBayRadio.com. And as always, if you're looking to sell your home, I am a listing agent and a top listing agent in the country, number 4 ranked within Coldwell Banker last year, number 10 the year before. And so I know how to get your home sold. So please reach out to me. Best way to get me is through my contact form at tampabayradio.com, or you can just send me a message or a direct email, jamie@tampabayradio.com. And as always, free home valuation to all my listeners. Just click on the Sell Your Home link on the homepage of tampabayradio.com. Great show planned for you. On the second part of the show today, we'll be talking with Kristen Pelletier, owner and instructor of Access Computer Training. She's a Microsoft Office certified computer trainer, so we'll be talking all about computers and her training courses. So if you need any tips on that, definitely stay tuned on the second half of the show. But up first, I got Enrique Woodruff, who is the president of Woodruff Corporation Architects, who received his undergraduate and graduate degrees in architecture from the University of Florida. Enrique, welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it.
So those people know you by Henry, though, you say, right?
A lot of people know me from Henry. Right. A lot of people call me Enrique also.
Enrique, Henry, whatever. Go by whatever you like in here.
Be careful. Henry or Enrique.
Henry or Enrique. I'm gonna interchange just to confuse everybody. So.
That's right.
All right. Tell me a little bit about your background. You're from Peru, right?
Yes, sir. I was originally born in Peru, and we lived there till about 1961, where my dad was transferred by DuPont. He was an engineer, chemical engineer, and we went to Delaware. And don't say Delaware, but Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. Just to set perspective, we left Lima in the summer, and we arrived in the worst snowstorm in the Delaware Valley in 50 years.
Yeah.
So that ought to help you as to how we
Do you ever go back and forth to Peru? Do you make
yes,
some
sir.
travels back
As a matter
there?
of fact, I was just there in February to visit my remaining uncle and aunt. My uncle's 97, my aunt is 89, and one of my favorite cousins is the daughter.
Yeah.
And she was just up with us.
Yeah, what's it like in Peru? I don't know anything about the Peruvian culture.
Would be very similar to, I would say, in between L.A. and San Francisco, in the sense that it's the same Adrian Fault, except just extended all the way down.
Yeah, I think I'd mentioned to you. I'd heard about a quake that just hit last week. It was off the coast, though.
Lima sits about 200 feet above the water, so that's one of the places. So if you were thinking of either San Francisco or L.A., you would be in a similar nature. And so the weather is arid, right? And the rain, we don't get a lot of rain. You get what you would call a little bit of drizzle. During the winter, it gets no lower than about 50 degrees, no higher than about 62 degrees.
Right.
And then if you go inland, not very far, you have kind of ocean, desert, mountain behind that jungle.
Yeah.
And that's the Amazon.
The big mountains there. What's the...
Well, the big, it's called the Andes.
The Andes are okay.
Which is an extension of the Rockies. So if you just kind of, it's all tied together.
Right, it's all tied together. What about, it's on the coast, right? So
it's on the coast.
Is it a beach type of climate there, or is it mountainous? Or no?
Actually, when you're on the beach, there are some mounds, but actually, if you're in the middle of Lima, you are elevated over 200 feet, and then the edges fall off.
That's what I was saying. It's cliff. It's more like what it is in the upper northwest.
Right.
It's
and then
not
you
beach,
go down to beautiful beaches, and you have miles and miles of beaches.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even know that Lima is 10 million people.
Really?
So it's a very significant metropolitan, cosmopolitan city.
Very cool.
It's great to visit.
Yeah.
So,
how often do you go back there? Once a year?
Well, I took a group of 20 in 2009 and took it to Machu Picchu in Lima, and it was just a great trip. And then we were just back recently, February, for 3 weeks to visit with my cousin and family.
So if I'm going to take a trip there, what's the one place you got to see in?
Well, the first thing you got to do is call me, and I'll give you a couple of itineraries.
Hey, okay,
no, I'm serious. I do have itineraries that I send out to friends who want to go. I think Lima is a great visit for a couple of days, but Machu Picchu is now a heritage site, and I will share with you that Cusco and Machu Picchu are just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
If you have not been there, not a plug for Peru, but it's a plug for what a culture can be with the remnants of what are going on. I was just telling you earlier that I just finished a book, Take a Right Turn in Machu Picchu by Mark Adams, who is a New York Times reporter, was #1 seller in 2011. And it's just a fascinating book. He intertwines Pizarro and the Incas and Bingham and all this stuff in modern times.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of culture, a lot of history, the Peruvian people. I know that. I mean, you were touching on that there with that book, right?
Right. It's just terrific stuff. If you get a chance to, I'm not kidding. People kid around, right? But if you want an itinerary, I'm more than happy to email it to you.
All right. Hey, we'll definitely put
9
that
days.
up there.
That's all you need, 9 days.
We'll definitely put that up on the recap, your contact information after the show. As always, we do a recap on each of the shows. You can find that over at tampabayradio.com. So you came to the States in 61, you said?
In 61. We arrived
61?
January I remember the date.
Yeah.
January 2nd, 1961.
And you said your father was with DuPont?
Chemical engineer.
Chemical engineer. So how did you get into architecture, or is a transitional career from something else?
No, actually, it was very simple. There are 4 boys, and parents have a tendency to pick, right, who they want. Well, I just happened to be the one that could draw, had some design ability, and at the age of 12, I was brainwashed. So it was great. I mean, honestly, it was great because when you graduate, it's not what are you going to do, where are you going to go to college to continue architecture. I have 5 relatives who are architects. My mom wanted to be an architect, but got married and started having kids. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of her, I guess I was the extension, you know.
Now, in your early career, did you work for somebody else, or how long before you became an entrepreneur and founded your own company?
As a matter of fact, I started working during college in 1971, and then when I graduated to save money, I worked for 2 years for a contractor, engineer, architect, and then I went back to get my master's, worked for a really good architect, McLean Architectural Firm, he's a good friend, deceased, unfortunately, 2 years ago. I worked for him for a number of years, and I went to work for a firm that's no longer around, Stewart Corporation. I was a partner there, and then, you know, you kind of get the bug. So mid-'80s, I said, So I started with a friend of mine, and then I bought him out a year later, so I celebrate my 30th year on my own.
30 years in business. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how many buildings have you and projects have you done through the years now?
I don't know.
Do you even know? Have you lost count?
No, it's funny. I don't really count that way. I've been very blessed, and I guess my primary focus, even though I do commercial, my primary focus really is public sector work. I've done a lot of city halls, rec centers. I was telling you earlier about that I've done.
Yeah, you're involved board of directors with the Alpha House.
Let me finish one train of thought. I had done about basket bridges, which a lot of people don't understand. One that might be of fun to you is next time you go Central Avenue in St. Pete and you cross to Treasure Island, I did the architecture in that building. So it's kind of fun stuff that we've been able to do over the years.
Very cool. And as I was just alluding to just a second ago, board of directors with the Alpha House, you're talking about your community involvement, a local organization that helps pregnant women, correct?
Homeless
women. Okay, yeah, local homeless pregnant women. Tell us a little bit more about this and how how it assists the community.
I'll add to the fact that I just really believe that whether you're an architect or your next speaker in computers, I really think that you have to give back to your community. We're just talking about pro bono work and some of the things that we do, and I think it's critical that we try to maintain the fact that we have to give back. We have to give back. And Alpha House is a board that I've been on for about 3.5 years, and our strictly focus is homeless pregnant women. Sometimes they come with 1 or 2 kids, and so we have dormitory styles, and we also have transitional housing. So one of the things we were talking about earlier with Chris and your next guest has to do with computer training and things that go along those lines.
Hold that point. I've got to take a quick middle of the hour break here, but I want to talk a little bit more about Alpha House and also some of the other organizations that you're involved in, as well as your business, Woodruff Corporation Architects. Currently talk with Enrique, a.k.a. Henry Woodruff, president of the company, and you can learn more about him at woodruffarchitects.com. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Help promote the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WINS WHNZ to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where he promotes what is right with our community and highlights the successes of our entrepreneurs. Show contributor openings also available. You can learn more about the show and how to become part of this growing network at TampaBayRadio.com. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. We start off in Pinellas County, southbound US 19 at County Road 39. Crash there, blocking a lane. Also farther to the south, Drew Street at US 19. That one blocking a couple lanes on Drew. Hillsborough County, crash at Bruceby Downs and Pierce. Southbound 275, very slow between Fletcher and Hillsborough. And westbound I-4, very slow from Alexander to McIntosh due to a crash off to the left. See traffic problems, called the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
Today, mostly sunny with just a 10% chance of showers, high 91. Tonight, mostly clear, low 75. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 90.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, complete with a new tune now, so don't let that confuse you. We updated that just last week. We were talking about that there at the top of the hour. So I kind of like it. Josh doesn't like it too much. They're my producer that runs the stream. I don't know. Maybe I'll check something else out here or get something else. What do you think? Yeah. Some
80s metal, maybe.
Yeah. I like that other tune because it kind of had an edge. You know, I like the guitar riff. I'm an 80s guy. You know, I like the 80s hard rock tunes and stuff. So hey, if I got anybody out there listening that writes little jingles and stuff, I'm looking. Hey, send me a message, Jamie@TampaBayRadio.com. Tell me you write something. I might hire you. You know.
Please make it along the lines of Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses.
A little edgy. I like the riff. A little something, a little gnarliness to it. Yeah, this is a little safer tune. I don't know.
But corporate.
Yeah, but just still corporate. That's what I liked about that other tune. So I kind of missed that one. So, yeah. But hey, we'll put something else back together and update the tunage here again soon.
Stand by.
Currently talk with Enrique Woodruff, president of Woodruff Corporation Architects. Learn more about him and his company, woodruffarchitects.com. And Henry, as we told you I was going to interchange, I'm going to confuse everybody. Henry, a.k.a. Enrique. You were talking about your involvement with the Alpha House, right. In that last segment, but you're also involved in a number of the other areas. West Shore Alliance. Talk to me about your involvement with this.
I am the current president of the West Shore Alliance.
Okay. And first, for the audience, let's talk about what is the West Shore Alliance.
West Shore Alliance would be it's like an economic development, but it's not. What we do is we represent 400 businesses.
Okay.
West Shore District has over 4,000 businesses, representing almost 95,000 folks that work there. We have a number of hotels. We have 37 hotels with 7,000 rooms. We're the largest concentration in Hillsborough County. Residential has grown dramatically in the last 5 years, up to about 13,000 residents with over 5,000 units. It's exciting times. There's a lot of great stuff happening in West Shore. We have 2 malls. So, if you want to go shopping anytime you want, we got over 350 stores for you, over 2 million. We have 12.5 million square feet of commercial, and we have over 6 million square feet of retail. It's just exciting times. I've been involved with the West Shore Alliance since my office has been there for about 20 years.
Talk to me about what's going on in Tampa right now with the development. We talk a lot on the show about Jeff Vinnick and what's going on in Channelside, and you've been in business 30 years. Talk to me about the economic environment, or I guess the business climate, I should say, in Tampa from a developmental standpoint and what you're seing out there.
I would say that Tampa is really on an up curve. This is pretty exciting stuff. I know people are criticizing the port for being too grandeur. I disagree. I think you have to think big. I think Vinnick's on the table talking about a $1 billion project.
But are you seeing more excitement, more development now
Absolutely.
Versus maybe 10 years ago? And that was actually one of the catalysts, or one of the motivators for me in doing the show, is I wanted to get out there and be on the front lines of the business community and talk to the movers and shakers out there, because I really think we're in a place of expansion in that area.
Well, I noticed that you had Bob Rolak yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm also on the board of Chamber of Commerce. And I got to believe that Bob, who is a rah-rah kind of guy, I got to believe he took advantage of being here, because there's some really great stuff going on. Mm-hmm. I do believe, though, however, that the issue of Go Hillsborough, the transportation issue, will come to surface. If you heard Vinnick talk about recently in an article, he talked about the issue of, he's always asked the question about transportation. Mm-hmm. So I do think we have to resolve that. I do believe that the transportation issue has to be resolved. The good news is I still think there's volume that we can handle. The question is what happens if everybody comes. So it's a nice balance that we have good development coming along. We're now talking about a high-rise coming along downtown, an office, and there hasn't been one in, I'm going to be wrong on this one, but
it's been a while.
25 years.
It's been a while, yeah.
So you're really talking, I think, great stuff that's going on. And I think it is going to spill over. You got Pasco, that's been very active in a different kind of way. So I think it's all great times. We've been very, very blessed.
Yeah, speaking of the transportation issue, I spent last week in Chicago, and coming back to Tampa, I feel it's much less traffic in Tampa, I should say, than in Chicago. So I don't know. I hear we do talk a lot about the issues around transportation, but Chicago, the airport, getting into downtown was about a 45-minute stop and go traffic, and then every taxi ride I took, it was brutal. Even they've got a subway system, they've got an elevator train, and so they've got a lot of great transportation solutions, but then again they got a heck of a lot more people there too. But it was brutal there coming back from Chicago.
Well, what's scary is when you start looking at the pent-up demand that the county has in terms of issues of transportation. Forget anything else. Just to catch up is billions. Okay, when you have over $2 billion and the half penny that we're talking about is $3.5 billion giving you, it only gives you some to adjust and advance. Obviously, FDOT right now has plans on the table to expand and do the, I forgot, TBX now is being called. It's the one that you go for tolls to help you move through. I don't know about you, but I have seen a dramatic increase in traffic over the last 12 years.
Yeah, it has. I agree. I've been here 18 years now.
I'm a firm believer. I served on the HART for a number of years back in the late 90s, and we saw the fact that you're not going to solve this with buses.
Yeah,
just not going to be solved. So there's a lot. This could be a whole show for you.
No, and I've talked transportation a number of times on this show, but I know spending some time in Chicago, I think we got a great transportation.
Well, Chicago's great. Don't get me wrong. I love Chicago, but then again, you have I would say the issue of having a subway. I mean, I have a son in Boston. We have a son. Sorry, Carol. We have a son in Boston, so it's pretty critical in the sense that we are really limited to everything above the ground, right?
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could have a subway.
I live in South Tampa, so it's not too bad. We do have a grid, and I know all the streets, so I can easily move through. But if you get up into the areas north of Kennedy, you have some challenges, I think. And I really do believe in transportation, and I really do think that we do have to figure a way to fund it.
Yeah. Interesting story, though, about in Chicago, too. Uber and the taxis and stuff, that's always in the...
Boy, that's an interesting discussion.
Yeah, I've had that. But so my one friend loves taking Uber, and I like to take the taxis because there's a difference between them. I mean, taxis cost more, but they know their way around the city. Getting out of the hotel, getting the Uber, first of all, you got to find the guy because you're not sure which guy it is in a business city. You just know that it's this car or whatever. You get in the car, and we're like, take us to Wrigley Field. You would assume he would know where Wrigley Field is.
I would think so.
And the guy even said he'd been in Chicago his entire life, so he wasn't a transplant. Yeah, so he takes a wrong turn. He's looking at his phone. Oh, man. He's like, which way you think I should go here? He's asking me directions. And he's like, I'm from West Side, man. I'm not used to this area.
Well, I will share with you that my son loves Uber in Boston.
It works great. I'm not knocking it.
I'm just saying that he's a kid, right? So.
But I get in the car and he takes the wrong turn. He's looking at his phone. He's like, "Man, I'm not sure which way to go here." And he shows us the phone. He's like, which road should I go here? What do you think? And
he's obviously not a White Sox fan.
Yeah. And then he asked me. He's like, "All right, what's the address?" I was like, "You been?" Because he even told me he's been in Chicago 18 years, and he's like, I'm from West Side. I don't even know my way around this side of town. I was like, I can understand you don't know where it is, but I think Wrigley Field, isn't this like a national artifact?
Yes.
Something?
It's a historical site. Yes.
I think you'd want to go check it out. See at least one time in your life, but what can I say? Well, I got to wrap it up. This interview, Enrique, aka Henry Woodruff, great segment as always. Appreciate you being in studio with us and talking to us. And you can learn more about him, WoodruffArchitects.com. Again, WoodruffArchitects.com, and you can reach out to him for that itinerary to Peru as well. We'll put his email up on the recap after the show, but it's enrique.woodruff@woodruffarchitects.com. That's quite a long email, so we'll get that up on the recap.
A long one.
You're currently listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
When you do, ask God to forgive you, which He will through Christ. Then ask for strength to never do that again. This is Bryant Wright, speaking right from my heart.
Visit rightfromtheheart.org.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. Just getting word of the crash on Grand Regency and Woodbury and Brandon. Also westbound I-4, still very slow from Alexander to McIntosh. Did you do an earlier crash there? Southbound 275, very slow from Fowler to Hillsborough Avenue. The Howard Franklin Bridge, very slow into Tampa up through Lois. Crash over in Pinellas County along US 19 north of Curlew at County Road 39, slowing traffic. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Burger King. Right now, your favorite breakfast sandwich, the Croissantwich, is just $2 for $4. Start the day your way with 2 flaky, light, buttery Croissantwich breakfast sandwiches for $4. Only at Burger King. Limited time only. Price and participation vary.
Winds, weather center forecast, high up around 90 into the low 90s today. Similar to yesterday, lots of sunshine, a small chance of showers, a little higher today, about 20% for an isolated one. Tonight's lows continue with those nicer overnights into the mid-70s, upper 80s tomorrow, and then we'll see that rain chance kick up to 40%. Impact Radio, 1250 Winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, a business variety show, a little something different each and every morning as I talk to different business owners, entrepreneurs, political, and community leaders about their businesses and what they do in Tampa Bay to make a difference. So I invite you to tune in each and every weekday morning, take a break from the news, political, and sports talk that's on the airwaves just a little bit too much, with a show about what is right with your community here on That Business Show. And as I announced yesterday, and again at the top of the hour, the show is also expanding its audience. We're going to be moving over to 970 WFLA starting October 11th. We're going to air a weekly show. It's going to be at 5 a.m., but of course we'll get that up on demand on the website and on iTunes and SoundCloud and YouTube. I cover everything in here. We do stream all the shows live in studio. So we do have a streamcast, a video live on demand, and if you click on Tampa Bay Radio, my website, and click on the live stream button, you can watch us here in studio. But again, you can watch the video over on my YouTube channel as well. But yeah, that show is going to be a more of a real estate centric business show. People that remember me from a couple years ago know I started in radio doing the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show, where my guests were all real estate related topics. And so we'll get back to that, talk a lot of real estate, as I got a lot of knowledge in real estate. A lot of people come to me for stuff each and every morning. I've been in business 8 years, sold over 1,400 some properties, and a nationally ranked Coldwell Banker agent. So got a lot of real estate knowledge, and so I'll dispense some more of that starting October 11th on my weekly show over on 970 WFLA, which will air at 5 a.m. But again, we'll be on demand all over the internet, Tampa Bay Radio, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, the whole 888-203-0209. If you're just tuning in that last segment, we're talking with Enrique, a.k.a. Henry Woodruff, president of Woodruff Corporation Architects. Time to bring on my next guest for the show. Owner and instructor of Access Computer Training, Kristen Pelletier is a Microsoft Office certified computer trainer. She has 20-plus years of experience working with various Microsoft programs and has 3 years of experience developing and currently teaching several classes to best suit the needs of her clients. Kristen, welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you, Jamie. Good to be here.
Thank you very much. So first off, tell me a little bit more. All right, tell me about your program and your business.
Okay, so the business is all about software training, focusing mostly on the business aspect, anything that you would use in an office. QuickBooks, Microsoft Office, Excel, Word. And then we're starting to get into some of the social media trainings, LinkedIn, Google for Business, Facebook for Business. And we're working on a Photoshop class right now, Rick. So you might want to.
That's a lot of programs to really know. I mean, QuickBooks alone is an extensive program to learn. I had to teach myself that program because selling bank-owned properties, I got to manage a lot of expenses. I got to turn on utilities, pay contractors. And so I get literally 100 to 150 bills per week that I got to manage. And so I had to learn QuickBooks inside and out, and they're not always easy to manage.
It's not an easy program, no. And it's not an easy program to learn online for sure.
As a matter of fact, my accountant has to come in every 1 to 2 months and just clean it up a little bit from the mistakes that I've made in it.
Yeah.
And she was messing with something yesterday. I had somehow a deposit had cleared my bank, but it did not clear QuickBooks. And she's like, I don't know what you did here. And I was like, I don't remember.
And you're like, I don't know what I did either. So.
It's a tricky pro. And then you mentioned Photoshop. I'm starting to learn that one because I make my show cards and things like that for the guests.
Yeah, it's a very cool program. Actually, I'm partnering with somebody, a professional photographer who is, and that's one of the things, one of the aspects of my business I wanted to add eventually, but it's happening sooner than later, that I can partner with some of the other entrepreneurs and businesses locally to add some of these classes. So she's actually coming in, Stephanie Reed from Stephanie Reed Photography, to do the classes and kind of, piggybacking on my business. And I'm happy to offer that versatility in my
What do you think about the Microsoft's new solution, the Office 365 versus the traditional desktop programs?
Love it.
Tell the community who may not be familiar with Office 365
Absolutely. Office 365 is a web-based program based on the 2013 version of Microsoft Office. And basically what it is, it gives you the capability to work online. So wherever you're working, if you go and edit a Word document at home or on your phone, when you get to work, it's going to be there all edited. And so it's basically working in the cloud. A lot of people don't understand the cloud or are a little afraid of the security aspects of the cloud. But I'm all about it. It's better than the desktop version in the sense that it follows you wherever you go.
You're streaming the program versus downloading it and running it on that desktop.
Correct. It's web-based. So you can collaborate with other colleagues across the world, basically on a document or whatever. And
it's a subscription-based service, so you got to pay annually. I think it's like $99 a year.
Yeah.
But you get 5 licenses.
You get 5 licenses for your computer. You get 5 for devices as well. I think it's like 15 altogether. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've went away from buying the traditional desktop standalone version.
And actually, that's where QuickBooks is going to. So you get the QuickBooks Online. So I haven't taken that plunge yet on QuickBooks Online. So,
but it's an amazing Office solution.
It really is.
It took me a little bit of time to buy into it, but it is. I mean, 5 licenses, $99 a year versus what's it cost?
What it used to be $600. It used to come with computers, if you remember.
Then, because I have like 7 computers in my office, and I don't want to have to buy that 7 times.
And back in the day, you buy a laptop and it was $700-800, but it came with Office. Now you can get a laptop for about $300, but you have to buy Office yourself, which is fine because now it's only $99 a year. So,
but it is an amazing solution. But for people that aren't familiar with it, just Google Office 365.
Absolutely.
It's a subscription-based service, $99 a year. You create an Office account, and then you can install it on 5 PCs. And I'll tell you a trick. I installed it on a 6th, and it's still working.
Me too.
I don't know how.
I was going to add that in.
I was being honest. I contacted them, and I said, "How do I install this on a 6th computer?" Like, well, you got to get another account.
And it's
tied to your email address.
Right.
And I was like, man, don't want to start another email address for this. And so I was like, all right, let's see what happens here. I installed it on, I've actually got it on 7 and it's working. It's not stopping. It's not giving me any error messages.
Nope.
So it says for up to 5 PCs, but it works on more. So just FYI out
nicely
there.
kept secret, isn't it?
nicely kept secret. You'd be surprised if you find out.
Don't
just
tell
by
Microsoft, though.
Yeah, just by messing with something.
Right.
How did you get started in this business?
Well, a couple of years ago, I was actually an activities director for a 55-plus community, and I saw a huge need in the senior community for training, not only with computers, but just the devices in general, all the cool gadgets that are out there now. The seniors want to learn how to use them, but they weren't born with these technologies like our kids. Mm-hmm. And so after I left that job, that's when I really kind of dove into doing one-on-one tutoring and group classes within the senior communities locally. And then I got with my friend, very good friend and mentor, Connie Hislop, up in New Hampshire, who I took a Microsoft Office course quite a few years ago. There's nobody better. She is a genius. And she has mentored me for the last couple of years. And since then, I've gone and gotten my Microsoft Office certification. And she's been helping me every step of the way, not only with learning the content, but being a good teacher. Because it's one thing to know your stuff. Mm-hmm. It's another thing to be able to transfer that knowledge onto somebody else.
What's the makeup of your classroom? Is it typically older people that come in? Because obviously a lot of these kids these days know this stuff just by
that's
interacting
the assumption,
in school.
but that's not really the
case.
A
lot of younger people in there too?
Yeah, absolutely. And I will use my daughter as an example because she's 16. She's in high school. And, she gets a lot of homework on Word. She gets PowerPoint, not much on the Excel, but she's constantly asking me questions. I'm like, don't you have a class in high school to teach you this stuff? No. So I'm like, really? And even college kids, I find that they have that microcomputers course, but it is not extensive like the training that I offer. So they kind of get out into the real world and, to know Word to its full capacity takes some serious training. The Word classes that I have are actually 9 4-hour classes. It's a 36-hour course.
Oh, wow.
And we could probably do another 36 hours just in Word.
There's a lot to the programs.
There really
and
is.
I've studied them inside and out just because I believe in using technology to make my business easier. So I study Excel, I study QuickBooks, I study Outlook, and all those different programs to find efficiencies. And I've found a number of them. That's why I'm able to do a lot of real estate production because I understand those programs very well.
And the more efficient you are, the quicker you can get the job done and move on to other things like revenue generating activities, right?
Exactly.
Like
so
your radio show.
What's that?
Like your radio show.
And my radio show. People
Jamie.
ask me all the time, how do you do as much real estate as you do in a 5-day-a-week? Now I'm going to do 6 days a week radio show. But it's all about efficiencies. You got to find them. And those programs, there's a lot of tricks in there. And
there is a lot of great tricks in there. And a lot of people just, and there's got to be a statistic out there that has the actual facts. But in my observations, 100% of the students I get, some of them have used Microsoft Office before, but they're barely using 20 to 30% of its capacity of what it can do. So.
Now, a lot of the younger generation, they like to use the Macs, though. Now, what's the Mac equivalent to Office?
Well, they have Office for Mac.
They have Office for Mac.
Do.
Okay.
Is
there a competing program in
Not
Mac?
really.
Okay, so it's Office for Mac.
But there are.
See, I know nothing about Macs.
There are free programs out there too. So, like you have your Google Docs, your Google Sheets, your Google Slides. Obviously, with Google, it's all free. It's great. I'm a big advocate of Google. Love Google, and it's free. But if you're using it for basic, Google's great. The Docs, the Sheets, the Slides is great. It just doesn't have the extensivity as the Microsoft Office programs, the pivot tables and the macros and things like that. So you want to, if you really need to, spice up a spreadsheet, you really want to use Excel. Plus, Excel works nicely with QuickBooks and integrates well with some of the accounting programs out there, too. So.
Now, how do your classes work? Do you have you offer like a complete package? Can you do just a class in Word, a class in Excel? Tell me how your program works.
Yeah, and thanks for asking. So there's 6 diploma programs. The Business Applications program is the largest one, and that has all of the classes, all of the Microsoft Office, the QuickBooks, the Windows, and then individual courses where you can just take Word, just take Excel, just take QuickBooks. And then we have the individual classes. So there's 9 Word classes, for example, like I said earlier. And if you wanted to just take a specific class in Word just to learn mail merge, you could take that particular class that focuses on the mail merge.
Okay. Now, your class is offered in a classroom setting? Do you do online? How's the setting work?
Yeah, we do. We do a classroom setting. We are up in Dade City. Our classroom is in the Dade City Business Center, and we are actually located inside of Smart Start, which is a incubator in Dade City, which I'm a part of.
Very cool.
So very proud to be a part of the PEDC. And it seats 12, and it's all hands-on. Everybody gets their own station. I sit in the back of the classroom, so when their laptops are up, I'm not standing in the front looking at the back of everybody's laptops. So I sit in the back, and I'm able to kind of oversee where people might be getting stuck and just kind of work the classroom around every skill level that's in there, which can be difficult at times, but it's much better sitting in the
What
back.
about on location or private training? Do you offer any of that, or is it strictly just classroom?
I do. Yeah, for our local businesses, we do customized on-site corporate training as well. We have 10 laptops where we can come and set up. If they've got the space, we've got the equipment, and we can do customized classes for them. So if they see, for example, Word, if they see a bunch of the classes in Word and they just need bits and pieces of each class, we can customize a class specifically for them, for their employees, yeah.
Very cool. Got to take a quick break, but I'm currently talking with Kristen Pelletier, owner and lead instructor of Access Computer Training, and you can learn more about her and her programs at accesscomputertraining.com. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Help promote the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WINS WHNZ to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where he promotes what is right with our community and highlights the successes of our entrepreneurs. Show contributor openings also available. You can learn more about the show and how to become part of this growing network at TampaBayRadio.com. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Warning, crash on eastbound Hillsborough Avenue approaching Memorial Highway. Also eastbound Courtney Campbell Causeway just before the big bridge. That one's off to the right-hand side, not causing too much of a delay. Howard Franklin Bridge, it's very slow into Tampa due to a crash. Up near Dale Mabry and Lois, of course, always slow through there. And, of course, we've got slow traffic on southbound 275, still from Fowler to Sly. See traffic problems, call the injury firm Abraham Son in Utica. Hillsborough traffic tip line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Burger King. Right now, your favorite breakfast sandwich, the Croissant-wich, is just $2 for $4. Start the day your way with 2 flaky, light, buttery Croissant-wich breakfast sandwiches for $4. Only at Burger King. Limited time only. Price and participation vary.
Today, mostly sunny with just a 10% chance of showers, high 91. Tonight, mostly clear, low 75. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 90.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHZ. Again, a business variety show, a little something different each and every morning as I talk to different business owners, entrepreneurs, political and community leaders about what they are doing in Tampa Bay to make a difference. Also, I always extend an invite to the listeners out there who are interested in growing and promoting themselves on the airwaves. I'm always looking for content and guests and show partners, so feel free to reach out to me. Let me know what it is that you would like to do on the show, and we can see about getting you booked up on a segment here. We do a lot of shows here, 5 shows a week, typically 2 to 3 guests a show, and now we're going to be adding a 6th show starting October 11th on 970 WFLA, a business show with a more of a real estate centric model, again, since I sell real estate and specializing in the sale of bank-owned properties over at Coldwell Banker. So again, visit TampaBayRadio.com. You can find all about the show, my business, both the radio show, both my end as well as my real estate business. Again, TampaBayRadio.com. Currently talk with Kristen Pelletier, owner and lead instructor of Access Computer Training, and you can learn more about her and her company at AccessComputerTraining.com. And Kristen, that last segment you had mentioned the incubator Smart Start. Talk to me a little bit more about this.
Yeah, the Smart Start Incubator is a program through the PEDC. They're actually all over the country.
PEDC, what is that?
Pasco Economic Development Council.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically there's actually 2 in Pasco County, one in Newport Richey, one in Dade City. And what it is, they basically act as a catalyst for small startup businesses to kind of nurture and help them grow with resources such as their microloan program, tons of workshops, mentoring program. They partner with the SBDC, Small Business Development Council, St. Leo University, Dade City Chamber. I mean, there's just and SCORE is one of them, if you know SCORE. So there's a ton of workshops, mentoring programs that have helped me along the way. The one thing that has also helped me tremendously is the opportunity to have the co-op space that I have up in the Dade City Business Center. It's inside Smart Start, so it's actually a Smart Start office, and there's 4 or 5 offices within, and then we all share the conference room, which is right now my classroom.
Okay.
It's a 2-year program, and I'm just past about a year mark at this point. I have grown exponentially to the point where I have to hire somebody now, which is not a bad thing.
Right.
Right.
Hey, if you're not growing, you're shrinking. Like I said.
If you're not growing, you're shrinking. I'm going to use that. And so actually, I'm going to be looking for an office, so you might be able to help me with your real estate expertise,
right,
Jamie. So, but yeah, so the program's 2 years, and basically how it works is you get into the incubator, and there's a nominal fee for the first 6 months for the incubator space as a member. You can do on-site membership, off-site membership, but the on-site membership, it kind of goes up in increments. After 6 months, you pay a little bit more. After 6 months, and a little bit more. So it's great the way the program works because it just kind of helps you, go spread your wings and fly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So hence the word incubator.
How would you describe the business community and the business environment in Pasco? We talked about that with Henry with regard to Tampa, and then that first segment, and you're in Pasco. So
yeah.
What's Pasco like right now?
It's exciting stuff right now. As a member of the Dade City Chamber and the PEDC, Smart Start has done a lot of things to try to get the county growth going. And if you think about it, really, like you were saying, small businesses is the heart of a community, and their main goal is to get these businesses up and running so that we're hiring people, we're getting out there, we're spending our money back into the community. And so there's a ton of growth going on in Dade City right now. I'm not quite familiar with Newport Richey as much, but I know that there's a lot of growth going on in Newport Richey too. So the director of Smart Start, Krista Covey, can answer any questions you have with the PEDC and what's going on up in Pasco County. So
very cool. I have to reach out to them and see about getting them on the show.
Yeah.
Again, always looking to talk to business community leaders. Another segment of the show doesn't necessarily just have to be business owners. Talked to Bob Rorlach yesterday, head of the Greater Tampa Chamber of Commerce. So, hey, I'm always looking to talk to community leaders. So anybody out there that's listening, feel free to reach out to me again. Contact form over at TampaBayRadio.com or just send me a quick message, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com. Let's talk about some of the community events that you offer. You have programs geared towards seniors, correct?
I do. In the fall months, I do what we call a Senior Tech Day. And it's kind of a fun event, and it incorporates our teens as well. So we know our teenagers are pretty much the experts on all these technologies, right? Mm-hmm. They pretty much have them glued to their hands. And where I started with the seniors back a couple of years ago, I saw the huge need. And so what I've decided to do is put together a program, and it's more like an open house type situation where seniors can come in. It's the first Saturday of every month from November to April, and just come on in anytime between 9 and 2. And I've got all my high school students there helping out, and we pair them together so they get that one-on-one tutoring, if you will. And they go into the classroom and they grab a table and they just kind of sit, and the seniors ask them whatever questions they have. They bring their devices, they bring iPads, they bring laptops, they bring their phones, whatever they need help with. And typically I'll pair them up with a student that either knows Windows 8 or Windows 10, or, I'll try to get a feel for what the student, they all know the phones. They all know the iPhones.
I was going to ask, do you have is it like a computer lab set up where you got to use that PC? I mean, can I bring my own
bring
device?
You can. In the classroom, though, when I teach, obviously I've got, the station set up already. But yeah, absolutely for the Senior Tech Day, definitely they bring their own devices. And if they don't have one and they're in the market for one, they can just show up and we can show them all the devices that we have and give them some tidbits on,
And today the big craze is on mobile devices.
It really
is.
So
a lot of people just come in with their phone and
tablets, iPads, phones. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, these phones these days, I don't like using my phone for stuff. I'm still a desktop, a laptop type of guy.
I'm definitely a laptop person. Yeah, I feel your pain there. Yeah, because the screen just seems to get smaller and smaller.
It does.
And my vision gets worse and worse as I get older.
Yeah, so. I like stuff, large. And if you come into my office, you'll see I have a desktop with 3 monitors attached to it. I need a lot of space. I need something.
Do you have that big keyboard with the big yellow keys on it?
No, I don't have a big keyboard, but I do have 3 monitors, and every one of my PCs has at least 2 monitors on it. Nice. And I even travel with 2 monitors. I take my laptop.
Do you really?
I do, absolutely. I can't work without 2 monitors. Wow. It's just I can't.
Once I started using 2, it's one of those things you never go back.
It's easy. All you got to do is take a laptop and then take a monitor. They plug right in.
Absolutely.
And it's not rocket science or anything, but people are surprised. They'll see me in my hotel and they'll say, "You got 2 monitors with you?" I got to. I wish I could have a third.
Multitasking.
I wish they would build these PCs to have a third monitor. Installing a third monitor on a computer is a little bit of a challenge. You got to change the video cards. You got to have some knowledge. It's not easy, but anybody can hook up a second monitor to a computer. And I always tell business owners the increased productivity that you'll get from your staff by adding a $100 second monitor is well worth the investment. So it's incredible. My staff right now, they can't work without the 2 monitor setup anymore. So
I concur. Absolutely.
Real quick, got about a minute left. Tell me about how you're different from other service providers in this area and why people should reach out to you.
Well, I am a sole proprietor, so I'm not a national franchise, and so you do get that real customized, flexible schedule. Care. So I've got businesses right now that I'm working with that are all over Pasco County and into Hillsborough and actually even into Pinellas that we're working on, putting some projects together for them where I'm coming to them. I'm setting up a classroom in their office. Like I said before, if they've got the space, I've got the equipment. So I think that's a big niche, but I can also do some live webinars too if they want to.
But it's very personalized service, not the corporate environment type.
Exactly, yeah.
Kristen Pelletier, owner and lead instructor of Access Computer Training. Thank you very much for being in the studio. Learn more about her, accesscomputertraining.com. Well, I'll see y'all back in here tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Working Women Wednesdays on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.